Recently, Dokkan revealed that we are getting an LR Kale and Kefla for the second time in Dokkan. Now, when you think about this, you'd probably be saying, hey, LR Kale and Kefla from the Tournament of Power, what are they most known for? And I think most people would answer that question with fusing into Kefla. Now, with this character, they do not fuse into Kefla. So, what I want to do in this video is go over some of the most famous missing characters in Dokkan, whether this be versions of specific characters, and sort of talk about like where the hell are they, right? I'm sure a lot of you know about a specific one that I'm going to be talking about, but I hope that you can leave one in the comment section below as well. So tell me down below what character in Dokkan are you mad that still doesn't exist, and we can kind of just go from there. So I hope you guys enjoy this one and join me on this ride. Let's go ahead and talk about characters in Dokkan that we still don't have for some mysterious reason. First up, the most recognizable and famous case of a character in LR that we do not have, and that is LR Kid Buu. For some reason, we still do not have this character, and it is 2025 here, entering over 10 years of the game's lifespan for both versions here in July. JP is well over 10 years old now, with the anniversary being months ago, but we still do not have an LR Kid Buu. Now, in this case, you guys can see we have 3 Majin Buu related LRs on the screen, and that is going to be Buu and Babidi, AGL Super Buu, and Physical Buuhan, who transforms from Buu tanks, right? Now, with Kid Buu, obviously, we've seen plenty of iterations of Kid Buu in the game. Just kind of looking at the screen here, we have the STR version, the INT version, there is a physical version down here, as well as an AGL one right here, right? So plenty of Kid Buus. The only one that we are missing now, if my memory serves me correctly, is a tech version. So, actually, no, we do have a tech version. I think this is the one that Dokkan awakens into Buff Buu, right? So, we technically have a tech Kid Buu, but he Dokkan awakens into this version of Buu, which is obviously not the one that we are used to seeing. So, that is kind of the case with this one. We technically have a tech Kid Buu, but not a standalone one. So, I think that this would probably be the case for the LR if we were to ever see one. But we've gotten to a point where, you know, the meme is kind of funny, right? We've literally gotten GTA 6 revealed and a launch date for GTA 6 before we got a Kid Buu, right? Or an LR Kid Buu. And I think that this is definitely one of the most infamous ones for sure. It's been a meme in the community for a very long time. Where is LR Kid Buu? And unfortunately, this video does not have the answer for you, but it does just ask the question for the 1000 and first time, right? Where the hell is LR Kid Buu? I definitely think before the game is over, we will get one at some point. It's just kind of tough to say when, because we really did get a lot of Buu Saga buffs recently well, I say recently, but recently with like the 10-year anniversary having a Vegito and LR Go tanks, the Goku and Hercule character, the AGL Super Vegito. There's more characters. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, like just right now, but the Super EZA for Buuhan. So I don't know if going back into the well of Kid Buu is going to be very possible moving forward here, but I definitely think by the end of the game we will see this character. I just don't see any reason for us not to. Next up on the list, I have a form of Gogeta. Now, when I zoom out here, and you guys can see all of the Gogeta named characters in the game, what's one thing that's missing, right? I'll let you kind of look at it, digest it for a minute. What do you see here? There's Super Saiyan Gogeta, there's Base Form Gogeta, there's Dragon Ball Z Super Gogeta, there's Dragon Ball Super Gogeta, there's, Fusion Reborn, I said that, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Dragon Ball Super Base Gogeta, and there's still one thing missing. And again, we have iterations of this in the game, right? I'm not going to sit here and act like he doesn't exist, but what we are missing is a character that's just straight up named Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Gogeta from the start. All of the Dragon Ball Super Gogetas that we've had that are major releases, ones like this don't count, ones like this don't count, right? This guy, you guys can't see my cursor, this guy, and this guy, all 3 of these characters right here all transform into Gogeta Blue, but they don't start as Gogeta Blue. And that has been the case since this Super Gogeta here released in 2019. We were definitely thinking for like one of these major anniversaries, we would get a major Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta that just starts as Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, right? We think about characters like Super Saiyan 4. We've gotten plenty of iterations of that, but it sort of hasn't been the mantra for this game to just start as characters, right? Just to kind of make these characters more exciting and more fun, what they like to do is have them transform from a Goku or a Vegeta counterpart, right? They have them maybe at the same time, Goku and Vegeta, and then they fuse and then they transform. But in this case, it can be a bit frustrating because, again, we are 6 years into Blue Gogeta being introduced into Dokkan, and we still don't have that standalone version that just right out the gate, you're Gogeta Blue and you get to have fun. You always have to kind of wait to get to Gogeta Blue, right? It's just a bit of a pain in the ass at times, but again, I kind of understand it. Again, it's more fun. I think as it like just for in terms of watching animations, I guess it is kind of more fun to have the Super Gogeta ones into the Blue Gogetas, but I would definitely like to see a just standalone Blue Gogeta at some point within the game. It's kind of tough to say whether or not it would be an LR or a TUR. The way they kind of do things these days, I would imagine it would be an LR for like an anniversary or a global Dokkan campaign. I have to get out of the habit of saying worldwide download because it looks like they're getting rid of that and changing it to global Dokkan campaign. So that is something that we're going to have to adjust to in the future. But a standalone Blue Gogeta, we still don't have him in the game, and I'd really like to see this character for sure because Blue Gogeta is far and away a fan favorite. Thankfully, I can keep this one short and sweet. Who we talked about at the beginning of the video, LR Kefla. This is a very similar meme to what we saw with Kid Buu, where it's just like they've set these scenarios up where LR Kefla feels like a slam dunk pick, where it's just like this is the freest and easiest prediction of all time. This was funny enough. I was talking to my thumbnail guy about this, and we had a discussion where it's like it's going to be LR Kefla, so we should probably get ready about that. And then lo and behold, they do Kale and Kefla, who do not fuse into Kefla, right? So kind of just a funny discussion. You guys can see these are the only iterations of Kefla that we have in the game, aside from the fusing counterpart, which is Kale and Kefla. But where we're lacking here is, again, just the LR version of this character. And really the kind of whole purpose of this video that I'm making it and talking about like why it's a big deal that we're missing the LRs is that's what sells in Dokkan now, right? It is so much easier to bait people into summoning for an LR than it is for a TUR, just because it's shinier, it's flashier, it's got a higher level, a higher super attack level, and typically the trend of the game is that the best character is 99% of the time in this game, and really like 100%, I think, since like the 6-year anniversary has probably just been an LR, right? And that is sort of just the way the game has gone. During the 5th year, you could argue like maybe Tech Gohan was the best suited in the game for a little bit there. But then even then there was the worldwide download celebration Vegito that came out. It's just kind of a tough point, right? Where like we're talking about like post like LRs being introduced for anniversaries and stuff like that. Because obviously like STR Gogeta was the best character in the game when he came out, and Vegito and then all the TURs that followed after that. Until we saw the LRs being introduced, it's the highest rarity. The game sells around those. They are the heart and soul of what Dokkan is these days. People are coming back for LR Gogeta Blue in bigger bunches than they are for a TUR Gogeta Blue, right? So that is sort of just the way that the game goes, and that is why I think missing this LR Kefla is a bit of a whiff on their part, because again, we talked about this, I mentioned this a few minutes ago, or just a minute ago here, that we had setups for an LR Kefla to be the character that released in the game, and then we ended up not getting her. And with LR Kefla, we could have potentially saw her for part 2 of the Kale celebration, and then part 2 of this Goku and Hit Golden Week, right? These were just the easiest opportunities to get teams around them buffed up. And now we just sort of have this interesting scenario where Kale and Kefla look very good, but again, it would have just been so much more fun if it was Kefla, because again, we are missing her, and this felt like the time to do it, and unfortunately, we just did not get it. So LR Kefla, not her time, unfortunately, but hopefully we do see it by the end of this game. It's tough to say, but I definitely think it should happen. Okay, so for the last one that I want to talk about in this video, you guys can let me know in the comment section below which characters you think are missing and which ones that you want. This one is just kind of a fun discussion, but this is going to be a proper Dokkan Fest for Final Form Frieza from Namek. Now, I talk about this all the time in videos where I'm like, where the hell is this character? It's been way too long. I don't know why we don't have him yet. But this is the case, right? We do not have a real Dokkan Fest Final Form Frieza from Namek. That I'm talking the skinnier version, right? The initial one that has like some of the most screen time on Namek, right? First Form Frieza and Final Form Frieza are far and away the ones that have the longest amount of screen time. And the fact that we do not have a proper Dokkan Fest representation of him in the game, aside from a full power version, I think is a bit confusing, right? Because when it comes to Dragon Ball villains, right? Like maybe in the modern era, you know, the most popular ones are characters like Broly. And I think there are more like internet memes for Cell than there are Frieza. But Frieza is still like the most popular and recognizable Dragon Ball villain that there is, right? I think Broly is really the only one that comes close in terms of that. I could be wrong, but again, that's just kind of my general impression. And Final Form Frieza from Namek, we have not seen an update for, I believe, since this banner unit who came out in 2019. And this character, despite existing, does not have a premium version that is worthy of like using on teams, leading a category, and actually like being ran in the game. And the fact that we don't have that is a bit confusing because again, like we talk about, like you talk about things from Dragon Ball, right? So like imagine this, right? Just close your eyes real quick, and you don't even have to, but like look away from the screen, whatever it may be. I'm going to ask you this question and you're going to give me the first answer that comes to mind, right? What is the Dragon Ball fight? What is like the one fight that represents Dragon Ball the best or is the most recognizable? And most of you are going to answer that question with Goku versus Frieza, right? Cell versus Gohan, Goku versus Kid Buu, Goku versus Vegeta, common denominator there. But Goku versus Frieza, I would imagine, would be the most popular answer. And the fact that we just really don't have that much Frieza from Namek in specific in terms of premium summonable releases here, we have two, when really we should have like a TUR for like we could have a transforming one that goes into second form and does the horn attack that he does to Krillin, right? And does that, you know, and just throws him off. Or maybe one that goes into third form, like something like this, but like a more modern version from Namek, I think would be really cool. Because I think I'm not exaggerating when I say that Dokkan could probably, like, not that they would ever do this, not that it's like I want them to do this, but in like real practice, they probably could just do a whole year of the Goku and Frieza fight and have enough animations and references that they could do it and each character would be unique, right? That's how many things happen in that fight. Now, that might be a little bit of a boost, but I feel like I'm not too far off with saying that. And the fact that we only have really like just a yellow coin LR and then the full power version is just a bit confusing because again, the most amount of material that they can pull is from the final form fight, right? When he is actually in like his initial final form. So that is definitely one character that I want and really kind of confused on why we don't have him. And again, I know you guys are probably looking at this guy and screaming at me, but he is from the Tournament of Power. So just keep that in mind. Same thing here. This is a free-to-play unit. Free-to-play unit, right? A lot of free-to-play units for Frieza, and I think we just need a Dokkan Festival for this version of Frieza. So let me know some of the more famous missing characters in Dokkan down in the comment section below. I thought this one would just kind of be fun to scroll through, you know, talk about the series, talk about the game, stuff I like talking about. Not getting too much into specifics between kits and stuff like that, but more of just discourse around the game and characters that are missing. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy this one. Let me know down below what you guys thought and what type of videos like this you'd like to see in the future so I can cover them. If you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe if you are new, join the Discord, the link's in the description if you want to interact with me in the community. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.